construction workers get struck and killed every year, all over Arizona and all over the United States.
Well, I'm back with Law and Crime. We're looking at episode 9 today. This is a fan favorite. I get comments all the time about the blue Mustang kid and what a just terrible human being this kid is. And we're going to see why right now.
It's a dangerous job enough just to be working on the side of the road, but having people travel at a speed that's above the posted speed limit, that's really what's dangerous.
So when you cross these two giant signs that are as big as the windshield of your car.
Almost bigger. So the cameraman for Fridays with Frank came to the sheriff's office from news media. So he likes props. So here you see that I am demonstrating how big the signs are. We wanted to use them more or less as a prop. They were immediately in the area where I was conducting the speed enforcement at the entrance to this occupied construction zone. So he really wanted to hammer down on how big the signs were, how obvious the construction zone was, and what a obvious violation that this was.
When you cross between these, you have to be going a limit of 35 miles per hour.
Seems simple.
56.
Got it.
And tinted windshield.
Oh, really? What's up, man? How you doing? That's actually not true. See your driver's license.
What did I do?
Let me see your driver's license.
Hey, film me, Mom. Come, I'm getting harassed. Don't touch my car.
What?
Getting harassed.
A jerk.
Dude, I wasn't speeding. I was following my mother.
Okay.
So
Do you know what? Let me see your driver's license.
What was I doing?
I'm not going to ask you again, or I'm going to put my hands on you. Let me see your driver's license.
Dad, can you come here? I have it. Stop. Just give me my...
There we go. So, posted speed limit. Well, you're in public, so there's no expectation of privacy.
What a jerk.
No, there's not. There is not in public. So you're in a.
I ran a what?
Couldn't even let me talk.
Say run anything.
Okay, can you just talk instead of being a... Like, you're being rude. For what?
What about?
I get a lot of questions as to, like, how do you deal with when people are mean to you, and people say all these terrible things. How do you not react? Part of it, like I said, I'm a practicing stoic, and I have a certain philosophy that I bring to these interactions. But on my personal side, my own personal ethos. However, the internet absolutely loves when people are terrible to me. Although this was very early on in the Fridays with Frank series, I had already learned that through the cameraman is actually kind of who the catalyst of this was, that our views and the comments went up when people were terrible to me. So he was very excited in the fact that he was catching this interaction on camera because he knew that the internet would love it, and ultimately he was absolutely correct. So while I am dealing with this just absolutely terrible human being, my cameraman is almost giddy with the fact that he was getting this on camera and was going to get to show the entire internet how terrible some people are to law enforcement officers, as a perfect example of the stuff that we deal with that doesn't normally get showcased for the world to see or for the internet to comment on.
What have I done that makes me rude?
I'm not talking.
There we go. That's a good answer.
Your registration, current proof of insurance. So I'm Deputy Sloup, work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. The reason I stopped you is you were in a 35 mile per hour construction zone at 55 miles per hour.
How many other cars? I don't think so.
I don't care how many other cars were there.
Doesn't matter.
And then you also have a tinted windshield, which is also illegal. So I need to see registration, current proof of insurance, please.
That's twice.
I bought my car like this.
No one cares.
Okay.
Can you just stop hovering over me?
No.
I'm gonna wait till my parents leave.
I figured he was a juvie because he was acting like such a little baby.
Oh, man, that's aggressive. If you're curious about what's wrong with society, it is absolutely everything about this stop.
I agree today, years later.
This arrogant, condescending attitude.
Entitled.
It is.
No. Look, the whole family showed up.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we just got...
Filming me.
It's okay. It's okay.
And you know,
I just had a desk. It's we're going back home to Gilbert.
Everyone's talking.
Speeding, and he's going to get a ticket. That's it.
Family shows up right away within almost a minute of the stop. And that's because they were driving in a convoy. He was just driving a little bit faster than everyone else. So I ended up getting him on laser. So although I conducted the traffic stop with him, family was close in tow. So I ended up getting the whole family there.
You are not free to go. Get back in your car.
Your car's not...
I'm not leaving. I'm touching my parents. Well, you started touching. You opened my door.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
You did it like this. You touched.
Oh my God, I touched it.
It's just been a really bad day.
What an idiot.
He has a problem. I will make this as quick, as painless as possible. However, that action deserves repercussions, okay? Along with the fact that he's 20 miles an hour over the posted speed limit, okay?
And a terrible human.
Saying that he hopes that my daughter dies, that right there is unacceptable.
He says something like, I hope your daughter dies. Now, I don't have any kids, so that's not, it's not a direct attack on me. I don't care. My stoic philosophies prevent me from giving him any credibility. But simply the fact that he's such a terrible human being that he would say that just is a perfect exemplar of the type of person that I was dealing with at this particular moment.
Okay, that's unacceptable under any circumstances ever. So if you could just kind of try to control him while I take care of some business here, I sure would appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I don't even have words.
Unbelievable. Still, even today, I still can't believe it.
State return.
Unbelievable.
State return.
That's all I can say.
Oh, and he's suspended. And he's admin per se suspended, which means it's criminal.
Couldn't happen to a nice guy.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So the driver of this vehicle is admin per se suspended, meaning that he was arrested in this particular case for DUI drugs previously.
Weird.
And has a subsequent license suspension. I mean, obviously he's had a bad day previous to meeting me here, but that kind of...
I'll give you some background on that. In previous videos, I've used the word empathetic list to describe myself. Typically, I'm pretty black and white on duty. Where there's violations, I'm issuing citations or I'm taking people to jail as required. And that's just the way my philosophy on traffic enforcement, is performed. In this particular case, what the cameraman didn't put on video, which although was a conversation I had, was the reason that the family was together is this kid's grandfather and his dad's father had passed away earlier that day. And they were on their way home pretty much to get their life together and figure out what they were going to do. So I had a conversation with his dad, who was obviously in the process of grieving his father's death. And then obviously having to deal with the fact that he had raised a human that turned out to be terrible. So there was a lot of emotion going on, and I leaned on the side of being more empathetic and hoping that this Blue Mustang kid's attitude was somewhat of a result of the grief that he was experiencing. Obviously for his dad, who I would imagine, you could see your dad being sad, it makes you sad, and then losing his grandfather. So we get a ton of comments as to why I didn't book this kid in the jail. That's why. Is simply because I didn't want the family to have to deal with this death and then also having to deal with Junior here being booked into jail. So that's the only reason that I didn't book him in. He obviously needed it, but I think the totality of the family's grief and them having a terrible day didn't need to be expounded on by me booking this kid in the jail. So that's why I didn't book him. And the only reason why, because he definitely needed it.
It's just absolutely unnecessary. How old is he?
He's 19.
Oh, okay. So he's an adult?
I had no idea he was that old.
So can I talk to him, please? Did you happen to see the 35-mile-per-hour signs that were there?
No, sir. I thought it was a 45.
Okay. They're big. They're posted on the side of the road there in the
Traffic, and I was paying attention to the road.
Yeah. I get it. Your first citation is criminal in nature, so it's a Class 2 misdemeanor for driving while your license is suspended, revoked, or canceled. Your second one is a work zone speed violation with workers present. So there's workers present here in this construction zone. That's why it's here. And then fail to produce evidence of financial responsibility simply means that you didn't provide current proof of insurance as requested. And then I asked for it. You just.
We have insurance.
Okay. I asked you for it. You didn't.
That's it.
I was trying to find it. I don't know all the
Okay.
stuff. We have it.
Well, you should because you're an adult.
Okay.
Age.
The fact of the matter is.
I was trying to look for him. He was pressed. Yeah,
But I asked him.
I'm a lawyer. I'm a
It's
lawyer.
okay, yeah.
I asked him once.
Okay.
I don't have to ask a whole bunch of times. I simply asked for the information that's requested, and it wasn't provided. This is
Super easy.
for this. There's no points on his license as a result of it. Because there's so many uninsured drivers in the state of Arizona, we make it very easy for us to take care of it. But we also document it when we see it. All you have to do is show that on today's date and time,
I don't know why I'm talking to Mom.
that insurance was in place, and they dismiss the citation. There's no fine, and that's per state statute. And then the other thing is having improper material on your windows and/or windshield. Obviously, having any sort of tint on your windshield's illegal. And when you drove by, I couldn't see. I had no idea how many people were in here because it was all black because it's illegally tinted.
No, it's not.
There's no
You must know.
in Arizona state law for transfer of a vehicle. Fact of the matter is that there's a material on the window. Every year, there's hundreds of people are struck or killed on the side of the road that are just working. I mean, they're just there. They're doing their job. They're working, and when someone that disobeys all this signage goes through and does something stupid and changes someone's life.
So this being episode 9, this shows up on the internet in March of 2022. So quite a bit of time had passed between the first couple videos. We weren't an absolute weekly series like we are now, where we try to put something out every Friday. We were still in the infancy of developing this Fridays with Frank franchise. So we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, but this ended up just being really great for the camera. The internet loved it. We got a lot of interactions with just the citizens that we serve there at the sheriff's office. Cameraman was really happy with it. The command staff really started to take notice with how many views this particular episode had. And this was really a big building episode for Fridays with Frank as a whole. And we didn't even know what was coming.